Thank you very much. And you're right. I am here to mend the world because my friends, like the earlier speakers, colleagues and friends, shattered the world. And I'm here to mend it and clean the mess up for you. And I have only 10 minutes for that. Okay, I hope that I'll do a good job. So let me begin my talk with a rhetorical question. Why there is so much evil in the universe? And if you're a religious person, you can ask also, why God created so much evil around us? And perhaps more importantly, as an individual, how am I going to tackle with the problem of evil in this universe? These existential questions have been asked by so many philosophers, intellectuals, religious thinkers, and even lay people like you and me for centuries. And no one so far were able to give a satisfactory answer. And honestly, today, I don't have an answer for you too. Rather, I'm going to give you a story. I'm going to share a story that I heard almost 20 years ago when I was a graduate student at Harvard University from a historian of Jewish mysticism. And since then, this story became one of the guiding principles in my life. A story was told by a Jewish mystic, but his religious affiliation was not really matter much because the language of the mystics is universal. They aspire, more or less, to do the same thing. Their language transcends the boundaries of the conventional borders of religion. I was a Turkish man, I'm still is. You might have probably guessed it from my accent. And I was coming from a traditional Islamic background, and still, it turned to be a moral epiphany for me. And since then, again, it has been one of my guiding principles in my life. So what is this story? In explaining why there is so much evil in the world, and also God's role in it, our mystic gave us a very profound, complex, and convincing mythological explanation. According to that explanation, in the beginning, there was nothing but God. God's presence filled everywhere. One day, God decided to create the universe. Out of boredom or out of curiosity, we don't know, but he did. But there was a problem. There was no space outside of God's existence. So he had to create a space for creation, for the universe. And he made a room within himself. He withdrew himself, he contracted himself, and created a void, like a womb, within himself. And that void was big and dark. And God wanted to create a perfect universe. So he designed a gigantic vessel and planned to send his primordial light into the void, into the womb, and enlighten all the darkness, all the evil forces within that dark space. He wanted to eliminate all the evil in that dark space. But something terribly went wrong in this plan, with this plan. The vessel, like a dam, whose water has no way of flowing outward, it was shattered by the influx, by the burden of the divine light. God failed to realize his plan. All the lights and sparks within this vessel fallen off to the darkness, and all of them were entrapped or imprisoned in evil shells, like seashells. And to our mystic, That is the source of personal sufferings and evil in this world. So what to do? He needed help. That was a catastrophe. That was a rupture. Again, he failed to create a perfect universe. And he created man, human, to send to this world. The role of the man, or human, was to discover all the sparks, big and small, and release them from the evil sparks, evil shells, and put them back into vessel and help God to mend the universe. How he could do that, how he could accomplish this job? Our mystic again said that, observe God's commandments. By observing God's commandments, he said, we are releasing the sparks from the evil shells. Let's pause here for a moment. And I might have lost you, perhaps a little bit here. And then let me tell you how this story turned to be a guiding principle for me in life. I took the liberty of translating the universal meaning of the story, this metaphor, and brought back to this time and space. And I translated, by the way, these are sparks, I forgot to show it to you. I usually behind my mind all the time. Okay. I translated some of the key concepts in this story, like God's perfect universe into good or goodness, and commandments into good deeds. We know that the world we are living is full of evils. Death, destructions, miseries, sufferings, examples of which were shown amply by the previous speakers. And we need to do something about it. And the best way, to me, to restore this shattered world is to do the good deeds. When TED people approached me like a few weeks ago to give a talk about shatter, I told them that, okay, there is nothing to shatter. The world is already shattered. So we are here to shatter, to mend the already shattered world. Do good things. Do things genuinely, consciously, and unselfishly. Do them at the expense of sometimes being even called as silly or stupid. And go out there, help needy, change lives, and do something. Do not underestimate the power of doing good things, big or small. Because all the good things that you are doing is going to release a spark, a goodness from the evil shell. And those are going to be united in the big goodness. And I think the most effective way to be part of this cosmic job is start doing something in places closest to you. Don't wait others to come to do the job for you. Don't wait for even God to come to do the job for you. Do it yourself. You are, most of you at least, are on Furman campus. This campus, this great campus, historically tackled so many profound problems in the past, like segregation or desegregation, etc. And recently, and now, we are having some other enduring problems. Problems like minority issues or gender equalities. Minorities like staff and faculty and students come here and sometimes go, willingly or unwillingly. They don't feel that they are part of this culture. They don't feel that they are not welcomed here. Go out, learn about it, and do something about it. Again, do not underestimate the power of doing good things, in big or small. Here, and help again, mending the world. And here is your chance. I'm being the last speaker, and soon enough, we will be releasing you from this dark room, and you'll be like meeting with your coffees and dinners and talks. And over the talks, over the dinners, or over the coffee breaks, think as what you have done or you are going to do soon to be part of this great cosmic job. Help God or help completing this cosmic job that even God could not do it alone. Be good, do good, and be God. Thank you very much.